It's like we're hold music.
Oh, what is that noise? It is different, is it not? Welcome.
We don't like change.
It is. We have a special treat for you in the episode prior to the episode that is our 1-year episode. We are going to have a fucking good time tonight. So strap in your titties.
Hold on to your butts.
It's time to get this show on the road. Welcome to the Neurodivergent Conspiracy Hour. That's right, folks. Today, we are diverging from our normal content. And we're going to come at you with some hot, juicy conspiracy goss. It's going to be great.
And this is definitely not because we couldn't think of a topic up until 5 minutes before pressing record.
Damn it, Amanda!
I gotta pull back the curtain, okay? Gotta pull back.
God damn it! Giving away all our secrets. The hell's wrong with you?
I'm not okay. Well, I'm good at keeping secrets. I'm not good at lying because the guilt thing. But you know,
I know. But get unguilty, goddammit.
No,
you just ruined the whole thing.
I might as well be Catholic at this point, okay?
God damn it, Julie. You did the thing. Oh shit. Well, anyway. Welcome to the Neurodivergent Convergence podcast, or Neurodivergent Conspiracy Hour, whatever you'd like to call it. Today, we are two neurodivergent best friends traveling the neuroverse together because we are living in a neurotypical world and we are not neurotypical girls. I'm Nikki, and that's Amanda. Say hi, Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
And what we do here is come at you with our bullshit every Thursday. And we are going to be making no exception today. Be extra bullshit today. Because this is the fuck off episode right before our big 1-year party. Yay! We're excited. Yay.
This is my excited face.
Yes, this is my excited face. It's very nice face. Yes, it is. So I just hit my mic. God damn it. We, per usual, are going to do our fun and our fuckery. We have a very long Jerry story. We have a very long Jerry Springer story today.
I literally was like, Jerry Springer?
Jerry Springer? We have a very long Jeremy story today, because we've got to get us to the grand finale. That is our 1-year episode where everyone who listens to Jeremy will finally find out what the right of valor really is. And if you don't listen to Jeremy and you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to stick around till the very end of the show where we have the fuckery, because that's where Jeremy lives, is in the fuckery. But for now, since we have quite the chat ahead of us, let's get into a Mad Lib. You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
I need words from you, ma'am. I need a noun.
Shake weight.
Okay. A place.
It's a longer one. Small world ride at Disney World.
Okay. Part of the body, please.
Left butt cheek.
That's perfect. Left buttocks. Okay. Person in room, female.
Blanche.
Blanche. Perfection. Another part of the body, plural.
Gonads.
Oh, that's good. That's real good. Noun, please.
Donald Trump's toupee.
Oh, shit. Oh, how that fits perfectly.
He ain't fooling nobody.
Verb ending in ing.
I think this is more of an adjective, but I mean, I'm just gonna go with it. Soul crushing. Like, just the act of crushing a soul.
Nope, I have to veto that. It's not going to make sense in the sense. It's a very strange placement, and it won't make sense with that.
Panicking?
That'll do. Plural noun.
Beaver anal glands.
Jesus Christ.
That's where we get vanilla from.
What?
Mm-hmm.
You're a goddamn liar.
No, like, Google it, ma'am. I'm gonna Google it right now. We're gonna have a little break. Hold on.
Ma'am, real vanilla comes from a vanilla bean pod.
No, like the imitation vanilla.
Fuck off right now. That can't be true.
It says, castoreum, a substance from sacs near a beaver's anus, has been used in human products for more than 2,000 years. It's a goo-like vanilla-scented secretion that comes from the beaver's castor sacs.
I beg your finest fucking pardon, ma'am.
You're welcome. So anytime you get something that's imitation vanilla, I mean, not everything. They probably have, like, make it in a lab now, but...
Does this have to be listed on fucking ingredient lists? Please tell me yes.
I don't know. Take that up with the FDA.
Oh, hell no. I can't unknow this now.
You're welcome.
Oh my god. Why did you do this to me? I have to focus on this Mad Lib, and now you've taken me completely out of this situation and down a rabbit hole I don't want to go.
We can incorporate it, like, because I thought of these words before the topic was thought of, so we can just incorporate. It's not a conspiracy
God damn
theory.
it, Amanda.
It's not like a fact, but, you know, we can...
God damn it, Amanda. Okay.
You're welcome.
Noun.
Garden gnome.
Garden gnome. Why did I just forget how to spell gnome? Is it a K?
No, G. G-N-O-M-E.
That's right. I knew there was something else in front of the N, but I was like, it's not a K. Same person in room female, so Blanche.
Blanche.
And then another verb ending in ing.
Bucking.
Of course. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, adjective.
White girl wasted.
Perfect. Yours are so much better than mine. We've found your calling in life. Verb.
I just can't think of them up the spot. That's why I literally brought this to work, so I could, like, think of them as I was going through the day. Verb. Double cross.
Double cross. And then another person in room female.
Rose.
Rose. And then another verb ending in ing.
Fraternizing.
That makes too much sense. Okay. Part of the body.
Colon.
Okay, animal.
Velociraptor.
I can't spell today. Okay, plural noun.
Bubble guts. I got the bubble guts.
I love it. Verb.
Piss.
Yours are so good. Okay, another person in room female.
Sophia.
Sophia, she's the best. Okay, another one.
Dorothy.
Dorothy.
When I saw there was 4 female names, I'm like, I gotta go with the Golden Girls.
Golden Girls, of course. And it's not Dorothy, it's Dorothy. Dorothy.
Dorothy.
As Blanche, how Blanche,
Picture it.
Blanche would say Dorothy.
Picture it.
Okay.
1912, Sicily.
Oh, shit. All right, another noun.
Cacophony.
God damn it, Amanda.
I thought of catastrophe. I'm like, no. And actually, when I was proofreading your AI story, your written story, I was gonna put in the word cacophony. I'm like, no, I'm gonna use that in my Mad Lib and change catastrophe to cacophony. So you're welcome.
And then a verb.
Gotta end it on a high note. Jizz.
Oh my god. Okay, so this tracks so well for both what it's talking about and for the Golden Girls. So it tracks well for reality show drama and for Golden Girls.
And
So
what's funny is because I didn't look at the Mad Lib until earlier, I actually watched a video about what's her name? You watch the it's the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, the Jen Shaw lady, the
oh
scammer
yeah,
lady.
Jen Shaw. Yeah.
Yeah, the scammer lady. Who defrauded like hundreds of $1,000s from old people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's funny, it's like that when I saw that, I'm like, hey, I just watched something about that. Never so anyway, go on.
Okie dokie, are you ready for reality show drama?
That's also why I said Donald Trump's toupee because he was a reality TV show
That's
host.
very true. You did so well. We're still in our adult Mad Lib, my bleeping family. So let's go. Reality show drama. Did you miss the latest episodes of the real Shake Weights or Shake Weight Wives of the Small World ride at Disney World? Here's a recap of all the left butt cheek stabbing behavior you don't want to miss. So, remember how Blanche wanted to give her 16-year-old daughter a pair of double D gonads for her birthday? Well, turns out her dad is being sued for Donald Trump's toupee evasion, and the bank is for panicking on their house. The girl threw a hissy fit and cried buckets of beaver anal glands. No plastic garden gnome for anyone. So sad. But wait, Blanche is sweet fucking the doctor into a discount. So maybe this tale will have a white girl wasted ending after all. That's so good. Then the single and ready to double cross, Rose, was seen fraternizing up a storm with the husband of her boss. You know where to find me if you ever need company, she whispered in his colon. Risky. Yeah, that is risky to whisper in somebody's fucking colon. Of course, no episode is complete without a velociraptor fight between two so-called best bubble guts. At an 80s piss-up party, Sophia called Dorothy a fashion cacophony. Meow. Don't forget to jizz in next week. Sophia would call Dorothy a fashion cacophony. She really would. That woman be dogging her own daughter out on the regular.
Only I kept catastrophe, that would make more sense, but that's still funny.
Oh shit, that was good. That was real good, man. A pair of double D gonads for her birthday. You
Whatever
make
girl
the
wants.
best Mad Libs, man. Oh shit. All right. Well, today, God damn it, Janet. I don't love you. Yawn counter 1. I only recently learned that reference. Because Jordan, Jordan says it all the time.
9/11
Yeah.
Day?
No, it's
Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Yeah, Rocky Horror Picture Show. He made me watch it.
Oh, I'm thinking of They're Coming to Get You, Barbara.
Yeah.
When I first saw that movie, and I was like, "That's where that's from."
Yes. So I figured out the Damn It Janet thing was from that, and
Janet.
I think we watched it a year or so ago, but I made him turn it off, and I know I'm probably going to get absolutely crucified for that. But I literally could not watch. Like, we got halfway through it, and I was like, I can't anymore. Just turn it off. It's just not my style. I'm like, please turn it off. I can't watch it.
So you were there, like, when Scott, like, we had the New Year's Eve party at his parents' house years and years ago, and that was the soundtrack that Scott played at full blast. His poor parents.
I know.
Scott was quite drunk. And full blast.
I didn't mind the songs.
So what was it? Is it because it was weird?
No, it just. Yes and no. Like, I can appreciate a good weird movie. It just, after a while, I was like, what are we watching? Like, I don't want to watch this anymore. I was just so fucking bored. And I know I'm probably going to get absolutely crucified for that statement. But it just was, I don't know. we got halfway through and I'm like, please make it stop. I can't do it anymore.
I will say the live I think is better, which the
Yeah.
movie is like a cult classic, and obviously like Tim Curry's amazing and everything, but the
Yeah.
movies, the play itself, like if you can, like I saw it last year for the first time. It was like a traveling company came and they did it at the Civic Center here,
Mm-hmm.
and it was pretty good.
I would give it another shot if I could see it live. Absolutely. But
Because what they do is they give you like a bag, at least here, they give you like a bag full of like stuff like I feel like toilet paper at one point. I don't know. You like newspaper, you just it's stuff to like throw like props, like for like it's very audience interactive type of
oh,
thing.
okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, I could get down with that. But yeah, I don't know, I just couldn't do it. But
God, this makes me
before we
disgusted.
get canceled because I said I don't like that movie, we should probably move on and talk about
Ow.
our talk about conspiracy theories today. I have found a few things, like some of the biggest ones, you know, like the normal generic conspiracy theory shit. And then I also found, mother of fuck, why is this my life? No more yawns. Fuck off. Okay. Sorry, I had a little moment there. I also found a like 13 of the like big conspiracy theories that actually turned out to be true per
Mhm.
Reader's Digest. I'm not vetting this. I don't care. But this is what Reader's Digest say. So, would you like to start us off, Amanda, by jumping on a train that you would like to talk about and then we can just roll from there?
Sure. So I don't there's not like a whole lot. So there's not like a whole lot of conspiracy theories that I believe in, like the whole moon landing thing, the like
Yeah.
the flat earth. Like to me, I'm just like, okay, let me be real. The whole flat earth thing, we have figured this out for thousands of years. Like I think it was the ancient Greeks, but basically thousands of years ago, they figured this out. Like basically they were measuring the circumference of the earth to like a fraction, like exact, just
Yeah.
based on shadows. Because you know what they fucking observed? Oh, the sun was moving, like how the sun's angle, like on the shadow, whatever. I'm sorry, I don't not read up on my Greek history of of this celestial, stuff. But basically, just observing the shadow, how they moved, and like just measured that, and was able to then measure the circumference of the Earth to within like miles, like very very close to what it actually ends up being. And the whole like Columbus thing, well Columbus did it to prove the Earth was round. No, they knew the Earth was round. He wasn't doing it for that. And
Yeah.
like it's like, okay, so explain the whole ships going into the horizon, but you see the bottom of the ship disappearing first before you see the top of the ship. Can it like and so the whole flat earth thing, I'm like, and then my thing is, what is the point of lying about it being a globe? To sell globes?
Right.
Like
Sorry, that was fucking perfect. What is the point of it lying about it being round to sell globes? Like, who is concerned about globe
yeah,
sales?
like so like and they think like
This
obviously
isn't
they
1975. Like,
yeah.
we don't
It's
need those anymore.
they keep like changing, like it always keeps changing like what like how the flat earth theory works. Like
Yeah.
basically now I've seen, oh my god, especially when the eclipse was happening, last week, just
Yes.
so many like how they tried to explain away, like someone had a picture of like an airplane going over like the sun, or like why is an airplane go over the sun? Like the moon does it. Like the moon would look like this. It's like, well, there's also the fucking atmosphere between us and the moon, so that's why the
Right.
moon doesn't look like a solid black object, like the
Right.
silhouette of a plane. And so the whole like basically they think of it's like the sun is basically like a giant lamp, and we're just like a flat table, like with the lamp, and that's how like. And what's funny is that when they explain seasons, they still use the word hemisphere. I'm like, okay, think about it. The word sphere is in it,
Right.
and
Exactly.
so
That means a half of a sphere.
yeah.
So
And
it would
then
have to be a sphere
but
for that to
they
work out.
also that like I know like a lot of them. One of the main like things that they all tend to believe in is like there's Antarctica is just actually like a giant ice wall, and like the world came together with all their military to protect this ice wall to prevent people from going to it. It's like, okay,
Jesus
we
Christ.
can't agree on anything as a society, as a human, like as a species. We can't agree on anything, but the world pooled its resources together to prevent people from going to the ice wall at the edge of the earth.
Jesus Christ.
And and why? Like I said, what do they gain from this? Like, what is NASA? Like, they say all of NASA pictures, like of the Earth and stuff, are photoshopped. But what do they gain from that? What do they gain? Like, what do they gain from like faking the moon landing? Like, I don't understand. Like, what's to gain? Like, I understand. Like, the only thing I could understand is like, okay, we just wanted to prove that we beat the USSR to the moon. That's like the only thing.
Right.
And so that's like the only thing I can think of. It's like, well, I mean, okay,
But
the
listen,
USSR,
though.
but
Listen,
still,
though.
it's crazy.
If you want to talk about the moon landing for a minute,
Yeah.
listen, though. I don't believe that it was fake, but I don't put it past Americans to fake some shit like that just to be first. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I really don't. Like, I'm gonna be real right now. I don't put it past the government to fake some shit like that. I just don't. I just don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was fake. But I could see how that could happen and how people could believe that. I'll just leave that there.
Right.
We'll leave that right there. A lot of the whole it was fake thing was explained away, but I feel like there are a couple of loose ends that don't make a lot of sense. But also, for the most part, I believe that it was real. Like, I'm not like on team they faked it.
Okay.
By
Let me put it this way. So the president the president tends to be briefed on certain things, and I feel like if the land was fake, the president would be briefed on it. You don't think for a second Donald Trump wouldn't leak the fact
that it was fake.
That it was fake. His little Twitter fingers at 3 a.m. while he's shitting on the pot. It's like, you don't think he
would have just tweeted out the moon landing was fake, and then a fucking
sad
picture of the document.
Yeah, yeah,
Jesus
sad.
Christ.
Big, huge news, everybody.
Yeah, it's huge. It's a huge announcement. In fact,
and I'm the one that uncovered it. I am the one that
uncovered the moon landing is indeed fake. But I tell you what, I make you this promise. We will get to the moon for real while I'm president. I have everyone going up in rockets tomorrow.
And then we will build a wall.
We have the technology.
And make the Martians pay for it.
Okay. Anyway, that's enough shitting on Trump. Oh fuck. Okay. So while we're on presidencies, JFK assassination, sound off.
Like the whole more than one shooter type of thing?
No, just whatever. There's many conspiracies. Pick one. What's the one that you let me just make it simple. What's the one that you might be inclined to believe? Or do you believe any of it? Or are you like, I'm team it's fake, I'm team there's no way? Talk to me.
I'll be honest, the JFK assassination is not one I've really thought about.
Gotcha.
I remember there was a Bones episode, and this was like really intriguing. Like I want to say the Secret Service, like I don't know if you ever watched Bones, but
yeah, a couple episodes.
The Secret Service came in. I think it was Secret Service. This was an episode years ago. Came in and they're like, "Hey, we need you to do this like autopsy on this like 50-year-old skeleton," and they're like, okay. And then I can't remember all like the details about it, but basically like they proved that there was like another bullet or another shot, and then they're like, and they wouldn't tell him who it was, but they kind of like deduced this is JFK's body, isn't it? Like his
right, yeah.
So like they're kind of like, and they're like, yeah, you can't really tell anyone, blah blah. And so like I said, I don't remember much details about it, but and so it was interesting. So I think Lee Harvey Oswald was maybe like a fall guy.
Yeah.
But the thing is that there's footage, right? There's footage, there's like, obviously I don't know like the autopsy results, whatever. It's like, okay, there's another shooter. it's one of those, it's like, okay, but what would be the point of lying about it? That's like, for
Right.
me, like, so that's like a lot of conspiracies, like, from, like, that's how what boils down to be. Like, what would be the point of lying about it?
Oh, there'd be lots of points to lie about that. There'd be lots of reasons to lie
Like,
about
he
that.
died either way. So, like, obviously, like, well, we want to know who the other shooter was. Okay, but it still doesn't really change the fact that he died. And so, like I said, obviously, like, the video's grainy. It's, 60 years ago. So
Right.
trying to, you know,
I mean, it changes a
see,
lot
huh?
for me. It changes a lot for me. If it was lied about, if there really was another shooter, right? The implications of that, and I think what everyone is trying to get the point they're trying to get at is most people think it was a government setup.
Mm-hmm.
Like whoever, like he was making too many waves, right? He was getting in too many scandals, and then the whole Marilyn Monroe thing happened, and then like then she dies, and then
And
his
the
brother died.
yeah,
It's like this
civil rights
chain
thing.
reaction. Yeah, I just watched the Bailey Sarian just did a whole thing on the Kennedys, on the dark
Mm-hmm.
history of the Kennedys. And so I watched it and it was very interesting. Like, and she didn't even talk about most of the
Oh
biggest
yeah, the
issues.
Kennedys are fucking shady. Like, they have, like, Rosemary Kennedy. Feel
Yeah.
so bad for her.
Oh my
So
God, I know. Like that family was insane. Um, but
still, still insane. They're
yeah,
still around. Still in
yeah.
politics.
But yeah, fuck, let's not even go there. Let's just not even go there. I could. We're just let me gather myself because we can't even go there with RFK Jr. right now. Um I tend to fall in the camp of I think someone had him murked. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that someone might not have been like the government, like the president, or because he was the fucking president, like someone who wanted to be president, like ordered that to happen. But I think somewhere in the higher levels of government, he was becoming too much of a problem and they had to take care of the problem. And someone decided to take care of the problem. And so they had to make sure they took care of the problem. So they put one on, one up, and one down and coordinated the shots and made sure that it looked like from whatever angle you were looking, it was going to look like one person did it, right? Like, I think it was orchestrated. How it was orchestrated, I don't know. Why it was orchestrated, I have a theory, but I think it was orchestrated. I don't think it was some random motherfucker who were just like, today I'm going to kill the president, and then did that, right? Like, I don't think that's what it is.
Yeah, I feel like not that long ago, I feel like they released a bunch of documents um about it, like the
Yeah.
assassination records. I feel like within the past year or so, um not like all of them, but like a good amount of
I
them,
would
I
have to have
feel
Jordan check up on that because he's the one who would
like,
like have the patience
hold
to
on.
go through it all.
Yeah, there's one. Okay, so here I just kind of like searched JFK documents released. So like NARA, NARA, I don't know what it stands for, has over
Mhm.
170,000 records relating to the JFK assassination, which only a small number originated with NSA. Documents listed are the ones released. So this was last year, I think.
Gotcha.
Um, yeah, so I don't know, but I remember that being in the news. It's like I said, it's just one of those things that I'm not saying like people who think about these conspiracy theories have no life or anything, but just like I just don't find myself thinking about that sort of
Yeah.
thing a lot.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it doesn't consume my life. Don't get me wrong, but like
right, like I like
when
being
I
like
happen
I
to
like
see
watching
something,
videos about that sort of stuff. Like I like
right,
watching
right.
videos of that sort of stuff, but it's not like I'm like the person on Facebook that posting constantly about these sort of things. I know you're not either. I know that.
Yeah, yeah,
It's just more like I don't have enough time in the day to think about
yeah.
think about sort of, especially stuff that doesn't like impact me. Like, okay, the
Right,
government offed JFK. That's sad. Like, obviously our world would be different if he didn't get offed,
right.
but it doesn't affect me in the here and now.
Correct.
So that's that sort of thing.
It's more of those like 3 a.m. rabbit hole things where I'm like, gee, I
Mm-hmm.
wonder. And then I'll happen to find a video on it and watch it. Or just like, something sparked my interest to watch that. I haven't really watched any of her dark history stuff in a while just because I like her murder mystery makeup more. But for whatever reason, I wanted to watch the Kennedy one, and I did, and I was like, that's fucking interesting. They literally got away with murder, that family. So it's very interesting. But
like speaking of like still within the like presidential like topic, I was just kind of scrolling through the Reader's Digest, the 12 conspiracies
yeah.
are true. I did watch a couple videos about this one, including like a drunk history. I think it was a drunk history was one. It was hilarious. But the first lady who ran the country, so
Yeah.
Woodrow Wilson, he was sick for quite a long time, and so his wife basically stepped in and like was kind of like the go-between. Like she would just act like it was him giving the orders when it was her doing it, and obviously the world didn't implode like people think that would happen if a woman became president. So, but basically he was like so sick in bed for like months, and so she would just be like, oh yeah, I'll take these papers to my husband and have him look over and I'll bring them back to you, no problem. And so that one was interesting. Like I've seen a couple videos about that.
Yeah, I think Bailey Sarian had one on that too, and I watched that all the way through.
I think I watched hers, and then there's you should watch Drunk History on that.
Okay, I will. I don't think I've ever watched any of their stuff, but it sounds interesting to me, and I've heard of it before. But
yeah, they're on. You can watch some stuff on YouTube, but I think like all of it's on Hulu if you have Hulu.
Yeah, I do. Cool. Okay. Next, the one that I love that's like the most current and is like I want to pivot a little bit to like the current events. Have you heard? Because Jordan likes to watch. Okay, first of all, I'm not endorsing this podcast. Okay, I'm not.
Is it Joe Rogan?
No,
No,
it's not Joe Rogan. It's almost as bad though. It's called Hidden in Plain Sight. They're just brash, right? Like they make incredibly insensitive and inappropriate jokes. Some of them I think are just, and I'm really not very easily offended, but some of them I'm like, oh, okay, let's
like
maybe we're
it's the
taking that
whole
a little
it's
too
the whole
far.
saying something because you can say something. Like just because you can say something doesn't mean you should.
Doesn't mean you should, right? So, but they don't really care, and that's part of their shtick, and that's fine. Like they're also
like let's see how
neurodivergent,
un-PC we can be. Like
right.
Basically,
Like they like to say retard a lot, and retarded a lot, and they like to say other things. But their main shtick on their show is like finding these like space weirdos and like critiquing them. And Jordan likes to watch these because they make fun of these space weirdos, right? And like,
what's a
do you remember the whole like the people who think that like there's like a galactic alliance and like they believe in the reptilians and the whole people that believe in like the Pizzagate thing where there's a
they think like I know they think like Hillary Clinton's
the adrenochrome shit. Yeah, like that. Those people, space weirdos. They think that Trump is a god, or he was sent here by God, and all these other things, and that
basically
he's going to save the world. Yes, it's like QAnon. It's weird alien space weirdos. There's one guy that he likes to watch that they dunk on all the time. His name's David Wilcock, and he is a fucking nutcase. Okay, it's almost kind of not okay how full gone he is in the brain, and the fact that people are still watching and he's still posting videos. Like the man is certifiably insane. But him and this guy named Corey Good came up with this whole thing, and like we're charging people hundreds and hundreds of dollars for these seminars talking about all this end of the world shit, and like how he made up this whole thing about blue chicken people, and these blue chicken people come to him and they take him to the Galactic Federation and they talk about things about the world, and he's really the Archangel Michael reincarnated. He's also been Edgar Casey reincarnated. Like he's a space weirdo, okay? He believes all the wacky shit you can think of. But he likes to watch this Hidden in Plain Sight podcast, and they also started on this new space weirdo, and I forget what her name is, but she's just as fucking wacky. She believes, she's very QAnon, but she believes that President Biden is one of many clones And at any one point in time, we're really only ever hearing from one of the many Biden clones when we see him out in public. It's not actually President Biden. He died a long time ago, but they cloned him like 10 times. And that's how he can get around. But and every time they also believe that that Jim Carrey was in a Biden costume. And when Biden tripped on the stairs, that was really Jim Carrey doing a bit.
Well, didn't like Jim Carrey play him in SNL at one point?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember, but in real life though, it's Jim Carrey.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, like, maybe that's where she got it from. Like, oh,
Maybe.
look how much he looks like Jim Carrey in SNL. Like, I might be making that up, and I'm pretty sure Jim Carrey played Biden in an SNL skit. Like, maybe that's what she's conflating it with.
I'm thoroughly unsure, but she truly believes that it's either a Biden clone or that it's Jim Carrey in a Biden suit doing a bit.
I also know there's people that think that Biden is one of two things. He's either like not like actually Obama, but basically he's just like, this is just Obama's third term. Like basically Obama just feeds him all this stuff to like say and do whatever. The other one is that they think, no, it's actually Trump's really president still. It's actually because Trump really did win, and it's like, okay, so all the stuff you're complaining about is Trump doing it. Well, no, wait, hold on, and it's like, okay, so you can't have it both ways. You can't say, well, the world and everything is fucked because Biden's president, but then also turn around and say, well, Biden's not really president. It's actually Trump being president. He's actually the one making all decisions. Oh, the decisions that you hate.
Right.
Okay, that's nice circular reasoning there.
Correct. So yeah, that was the funniest one that I have heard lately, where it's like, Jesus Christ, Jim Carrey doing a bit in a Biden costume. That's our president. That's what these people believe. I just can't. Like, I told him the other day, he was watching one in the bedroom, and because he wanted me to hear the part about the whole Jim Carrey thing. Finally, I was like, you need to turn this off. Like, it's literally rotting your fucking brain out. I don't know how you sit and listen to this shit. Yes, you're like listening to people make fun of people talk about this, but like even the making fun of the people talking about it was like brain rotting to me. I'm like, you have to turn it off. I literally can't take it anymore. The world scares me. Okay?
Well,
the world scares me.
There's another one of Anton LaVey. I think Bailey Sarian did one on him. I think he was like a Church of Satan guy.
Okay.
Did he write what did he write? I think he's the one that wrote he wrote the Satanic Bible.
What's his name?
He Anton, like Anton, and then LAVEY.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he wrote the Satanic Bible. Anyway, he had a daughter. Like, if you type in daughter and then Taylor Swift.
Oh, Jesus.
They think Taylor Swift is her. Like, look at Google Images. Type in just his name, daughter Taylor Swift, into Google Images. Like, yes, she looks a lot like her, but she's also way too old.
I mean, shit, though. She really looks like her. I could see it. Like, I could see how conspiracy people would absolutely run with this, because she really does look like her. That's kind of scary. But there is a such thing as, like, doppelgangers. Like, people say that I look like all these people, too. Like, at some point, genetics only produces so many different kinds of faces. You know, like, at some point,
my dad
you're going to start looking like folks.
My dad told me years ago that he was at Walmart, I think, and he walked up to who he thought was me. Like, my own dad, like, mistook this other girl for me.
Oh, wow.
And so, like, but it's like that whole thing. And I had another one, but lost my train of thought. But basically, like, you know, she's actually that. Like, you know, Taylor Swift is actually, because like they have a hard on for Taylor Swift. Like, man, when the Super Bowl was happening, I didn't watch it. Like, they just basically it all boils down to Taylor Swift encourages young people to vote, and they hate that. Like, she doesn't tell people how to vote. She doesn't force people to vote the way she wants them to. She just encourages people to vote, and they hate that because they don't want young people to vote. But oh god, now I wish I could remember what I was thinking of. But Yeah, like the whole Biden is actually Trump, and then the yeah, like I said, I lost my train of thought.
That's
But
okay.
oh, I thought of it again. So you were talking about like this lady that posts all this stuff, and like I kind of shared a couple posts of this guy to you. I won't name him. I won't, you know, I don't want to give him a platform, even, you know, whatever. He has his own platform on Facebook. But he posts all this weird ass shit, and I just remember like around the eclipse, he posted like eclipse conspiracy theories, and now apparently like clouds aren't real, and I'm like, I thought it was just the birds weren't real. Like I thought birds, you know, everyone's like birds are just government surveillance devices. It's like,
Oh
okay,
boy.
sure. Anyway,
Well, so we've gone way off the wagon.
yeah. So let me just read this one guy.
Yeah, go
This
for it.
one post he did. So this is the day of the eclipse. And before this, for several days leading up to the eclipse, he was talking about all that's going to happen. You know, the whole like I'm not sure if he's one of those rapture people, like you know, all like basically
Yeah.
because like NASA was firing rockets at the moon at the same time. Shit was happening because they were turning CERN on. Shit was going to happen, but then nothing happened. So now this is him explaining it away. He
Okay.
goes, remember, just because you didn't see anything up in the sky today doesn't mean nothing happened. I've been saying for weeks that while they have everyone glued to the sun, what's truly going on is completely unseen by the masses. Remember, this is a spiritual war, and we can't physically see these entities that CERN is currently summoning, but they are very real because I think CERN is opening a gateway to like some demon hellscape. I
Oh.
don't say this. I don't say this to scare you. I say this to prepare you. The spiritual warfare is only going to continue to ramp up, and if you aren't putting on the full armor of God and staying in prayer, you could be an easy target for the enemy. While everyone was waiting for the pre-tribulation rapture and earthquakes, things were and are currently going on that are completely unseen. Don't for one second think that nothing happened today because you didn't see anything. And then he shared this picture. I feel like it looks like Trump, but I can't tell. No, I guess it's not. But like it looks like a really old picture. It's just annoying. It says on April 8th, 1904, Aleister Crowley began
Mm.
channeling the Book of the Law for 3 days. I don't know what that means. From a being he would later identify as I was. He would later summon this entity to be born into a moon child with L. Ron Hubbard, Walt Disney, Jack Parsons, and Werner von Braun. And I'm like, okay, sure, bud. But
That's a lot of
but
people.
yeah, and also like the whole like, and let me just read one more post about like he did about the eclipse. Like he posted a lot on the day of the eclipse, but like, and I said he led up for weeks about what's gonna happen. Then of course, as soon as something happened, he turns around and says, "Well, there's a reason you didn't see anything happen. It's because they don't want you to
Pivot.
see what happened."
Quick pivot.
Yep. He said, "Do not be deceived. Unfortunately, there's YouTube prophets who are having visions from God, in which they are being told that the rapture will take place today," which is one thing he said, "and people are believing it. It's truly mind-boggling how many Christians I see today who generally believe the rapture today is today. I don't know. There's no pre-tribulation rapture. The Bible makes it very clear that nobody will know the day or hour. So why in the world are so many Christians falling for this? Which is true. Revelations say that. So whenever someone predicts the rapture, it's obviously it's bullshit.
Right.
Open up the Bible and read it. The whole date setting nonsense is not biblical. These people are going to feel real foolish tomorrow. And then he put like a picture of like the eclipse over like what looks like a cityscape, and it said on the 9th of April a lot of people will be revealed as false prophets. So he just, and the whole CERN thing, like anytime like when these conspiracy theories talking about CERN, like, well, they're turning on CERN for the first time, why are they doing it during the eclipse? It's like you're wondering why the most advanced like particle physics like thing in Europe is turning on their device because of an eclipse happening in North America. Like it could be, yes, like experiments, like yeah, they're good reason, like, oh, we gotta see how this affects the environment, the atmosphere, whatever. I understand that. But then when you point out that CERN turned on 3 years ago, nothing. Like it was like July 25th, 2022 or something like that, so 2 years
Yeah.
ago. And so I'm like, so what was the significance of this date? Like they numerology people are nuts. Just absolutely crazy. Like people that subscribe to like, well, this date is this and this because of this, and like look at the line over here, and but so I'm like, okay, and I would be like, okay, what's the significance of this date when they turned CERN on 2 years ago?
Right. What happened
Give
then?
me
Yeah.
what happened then? Never got a reply. Never a reply. So that was
Yeah,
the
I
rabbit
like
hole
to
I went
laugh
down last
about
week.
the yeah, I like to laugh about the CERN thing because it's like, oh no, we got CERNed, like
Mhm.
because people say like
I am
every time they turn it
concerned about
on,
CERN.
yeah, every time they turn it on, it like blasts us into a different timeline or some shit, and like I don't know, I just think it's funny, but
Also, it's like, yeah, they can like like about the whole black hole thing. It's like, okay, so they open a black hole. Just take me. Like
yeah,
it's like what are we gonna do at that point?
that'd
Like
be a
we would
cool
I
way to
think if they
go.
open a black hole, we would just wouldn't know. Like it would just
Yeah,
we
you
just be
just get
dead.
blooped out of existence, and then you'd be
Yeah,
fine.
we would implode.
Um,
And so that's
it's
the whole
like
like mhm,
I would like to maybe not create the Spider Verse though.
right.
You know, like maybe we
Like
don't.
I joke when like something bad happens. I'm like, man, we really are in the worst timeline. Like
Yes.
so I do feel that. But and then so that was my thing. What's another one that you have been thinking about lately?
So, like, I want to go back to this list because I feel like I looked at a couple and I was like, oh, I believe that. Um, let's see. Do, 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 do. Waiting music. Imagine it here. I guess it wasn't on that list.
Yay.
Oh shit! There you go. Um, the Jesus and Mary Magdalene thing
Oh,
was
like
one that I've
how they were
often
like a couple or something?
yeah, the one that I've often thought about. I don't know that they necessarily had like a baby or whatever, but I do feel like sorry, Scott, if you're listening, you're probably gonna fucking get irritated about this one, but um I do feel like they were together. And I don't understand why that would have been such a terrible thing. And maybe they did have a kid, maybe they didn't. But I don't understand why that would be such a big deal. So,
Right. I think it's just the whole like, well, Jesus was pure and whatever, so he can't sully himself. Was
right.
Mary Magdalene like the prostitute? Was that the
She was
prostitute?
not a prostitute, but everyone thought she was, but she was not a prostitute.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's
They
like that's
like to
the same
label her as
character.
one, but she was not one.
Oh, gotcha.
She was just a person. Um a person who was very close to Jesus. So,
Mhm.
but there is another one along the lines of the Jesus thing. I guess I'm not the only person who has like thought about this before, but have you ever thought like, okay, we'll just back it up. Where are you on aliens in general? Like not any specific
Oh, I believe they
like
exist.
stories. Yeah, you believe they exist?
Yeah, for sure. This universe is too fucking big, and we are not that special to
Yeah.
be the only ones in this whole damn universe. So, but go
Okay.
on.
Cool. So we're on the same page. I'm with you on
Mhm.
that, okay? We're gonna wheel it back, I promise. But like the whole Bible connection and why it made me think of this. And Jordan and I do watch a lot of Ancient Aliens only to laugh at it though, because some of this shit is so far fetched. But every once in a while, they'll bring up a theory. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say the whole one thing that really bothers me about the whole like, oh, the pyramids couldn't have been people; it was aliens. But they don't like. I notice they only say that when it comes to non-white cultures. But they're like, well, they couldn't have built that; it was aliens. Like,
Yeah.
so they tend to
So,
say that when it's non-white cultures. I've noticed. But
right.
go on.
But so like the whole Bible thing and the whole aliens thing, right? If you look at and not just the Bible, but like ancient religions in general, right? A lot of them have a very similar creation story. There's variances, right? But like
Like a
throughout
flood
history,
and all that.
yeah, the flood is the biggest one, right? The flood is the
And
biggest one.
dragons, like, the fact that, like,
Yes,
China had dragons, but then Europe had dragons, different
correct.
forms of them. It's like, I also I kinda believe, like, dragons existed at one point,
Yes,
so
and then I do believe, like, every one of these ancient cultures say their gods, right, came from the skies, okay? Usually on, like, loud, fiery things, right? Which is where I think dragons might have come from if they actually did not exist. Although I am sort of slightly inclined to believe maybe they did. But
I also think Atlantis existed, not
oh,
Atlantis.
for sure.
Atlantis.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there. But if you think about it, right? You want to go back to like the Immaculate Conception. If aliens are real, they didn't just start showing up in modern era, right? Okay? They've been around for a long time. Like you said, universe is a grand, large place. Think we're not the only ones out there. Okay, more
I think the
vast than we
government
can
I
ever
think the government
comprehend.
even confirmed. I think our government even
Yes,
confirmed they're aliens, and
they
everyone
sure
was
did.
like everyone was like, "Fuck off. We don't fucking shut up." Like, everything's
Yeah,
too much going on.
yes, they sure did. I think that, just hear me out,
Okay.
Mary Magdalene, not Mary Magdalene, Mary, Jesus' mama,
Was
got
an alien?
no,
Or
was
got
not an alien.
impregnated by
No, I think
impregnated by the alien?
the
Mhm.
angels, right, that she thought she saw, although I do believe angels are also real, but I think in this case, this was one of those, like, could have maybe been.
Well,
I don't,
have you ever read how the Bible describes aliens? It's fucking terrifying. Like,
yeah,
how aliens look. They don't look like little, like, handsome people with
yeah, how
wings, like
angels look. Yeah, how
yeah.
angels look. Yeah. It's creepy. But I think it was one of those like artificial insemination things. It was an alien, Jesus was an alien experiment and or an alien human hybrid or some kind of thing. And I think Mary was artificially inseminated with Jesus. And I think Jesus maybe wasn't an alien, right? Not like a full blown alien, but I think he was different for a reason and he had higher knowledge for a reason because he wasn't fully human.
I mean, he came back from the dead, you know?
Right. So I think that that's what
God, we're being
happened.
so blasphemous. Like, good thing the storm's not happening right now. I feel like I'd be struck by lightning.
Listen, we'll find out when we die if there's anything to find out. But right now I'm allowed to speculate.
Mhm. We have
Scott's
free will for a reason,
probably
okay.
correct. Scott's probably going to roast me and that's fine. But I truly do believe, like, call it whatever you want, but I think it was alien intervention there. I truly do believe she did not have sex, but still got pregnant. I believe that. But I think it was because the angel she saw was really an alien. And I think it was like the first one of the first alien human hybrid things, or like another round of alien human hybrids they were trying to test out. And I think that Jesus was so different because he had a higher intelligence and probably a higher emotional intelligence than most humans because he had different DNA than most humans. That's what I think.
Mhm.
Call me crazy. That's okay. I'll take it. But I've thought about it a lot and I've marinated on it a lot. And that is the conclusion that I have come to.
You marinated?
Yes, I marinated on it. Um, and I think that a lot of the things that are in ancient religion that we don't have explanations for might be alien shit. Now, not all of it, and I do not believe all the ancient alien shit that is on that TV show. I do not believe it all. I really don't. Some of these people are quacked the fuck out and probably need some mental help. But there are, every once in a while, there are things that is said, that is brought up, and I'm like, I fucking believe that though. Like, I think I believe that. That makes sense to me. In the world we live in, that makes sense to me. And there we go. Like, Atlantis is one of them. I don't know if the stories we have about Atlantis, I don't know which stories we have about Atlantis are the true ones, like are the real ones, but I do think it was a place. And I do think it did exist. And I do think it was a place of incredibly high technology. And I do think some versions of those stories are true. Like, if you put them all together, somewhere in there is some truth about that place. And I do think at some point we're going to find it, going to
Yeah,
find
because
more evidence of it.
Because I feel like I think I read like we know more about space. We've explored more of space than we have our own oceans.
Correct.
So it's like you can't tell me that there's possibility that there's like not some like fallen land under there where there's a bunch of stuff that we could find.
For sure. I also think
because like
that
even
we are
like people,
looking
even like old writers wrote about it. Like I think
for sure.
Plato, I think it was like they
For
wrote
sure.
about Atlantis.
For sure. I also think there are such things as like extraterrestrials, meaning they don't come from our planet. But I do also think what is called ultra terrestrials, I guess. But I don't think they're necessarily in our hollow ass planet. Like people think our planet's hollow. I don't believe that. But like I think they're in the water. I think we're looking in the wrong place. I think we need to be looking in our oceans, and we need to be putting a lot of time, energy, and money into technology that makes it possible for us to get deeper into our oceans and be down there for longer so we can figure things out like that.
Have you ever seen the Tom Cruise version of War of the Worlds?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it came out in 2005. But anyway,
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
So where they like the alien ships are buried underground, and then they have like this lightning bolt thing, like lightning bolt like strikes everywhere, and then it kind of like implants the people into the ship. So it's like there might be stuff buried that we don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I can fully see how like within the cavern systems and caves of our planet, totally there could be things hiding too. Like I totally believe that, but I don't think our Earth is hollow. Like I don't believe
No,
the
it's
hollow
not
Earth
hollow.
thing.
I'm just saying like I mean in the movie it wasn't hollow. It just was
Right,
buried.
it was just buried.
underground.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm just saying like the ultra terrestrial theory I think is true. I think there's definitely things in unexplored caverns and caves that we don't know about. I think there's cave systems and things we don't know about that are underground, right? But not necessarily that our entire Earth is fucking hollow.
Yeah.
I think that's scientifically been disproven pretty fucking well. But I do think if we spent more time and money and energy into putting the good people, the right minds on how to get us under the fucking ocean for long periods of time and stop worrying about how to get out in space for long periods of time, we would find out so much more shit. And I think octopuses are aliens, and that's all I have to say. Go
ahead. It just reminds me of the show Resident Alien with Alan Tudyk. It's great. Yeah. I've seen all the episodes out so far. But so in that one, like his people descended from octopus, and what's funny is that like the octopus, or at least they're related to them because he goes to like a seafood restaurant and there's an octopus in like a tank, and it's voiced by Nathan Fillion. And so he goes, "Hey, brother, like how you doing?" And so he's just like they're talking to each other. And Alan Tudyk, if you don't know actor names, that's fine. But Alan Tudyk and Nathan Fillion were on a show together called Firefly, and they tend to like appear in each other's projects a lot. Anyway, so in the show, Alan Tudyk plays an alien, but he disguises himself as a human. There's a few humans that are able to see past the skies, like they see him as an alien. Like one of them is like a little boy that lives in town, but they're like the Ancient Aliens guy, the base of the meme that goes aliens. They have the crazy hair. He cameos in that. They go to he cameos on that show, and there's like a guy called he's not like a real person. In the show, there's like a guy called the Alien Tracker. But anyway, this season involves him trying to stop the Greys, which are Martians. I think they're Martians. They look like what you depict a Martian, like little gray men. Yeah. And they're trying to make the super volcano under Yellowstone go off. They all have like a cavern that they're filling up with water to try to like making it hot, I think, if I remember correctly. Basically, they're trying to force the super volcano to go off because they want to like terraform the planet. But that's the whole like when you said aliens are landing under caverns we don't know, and it just made me think of that show. Like the Greys are trying to make the super volcano go off to so they could have it for themselves. So
I do think the alien thing we could probably do an entire like 2-hour episode on if we really went down all the alien rabbit holes. But like I think the alien one is the one I'm most subscribed to. There's a lot of alien theories that I subscribe to. There's a lot that I don't. I want to make that very clear. Like I'm not tinfoil hatting, okay? I am not spending time and energy going down they're all gonna harvest us and kill us and all that good jazz. I'm not. So breathe. I'm okay, I promise. But like I I do subscribe probably most highly to alien things because it just makes sense to me.
And another, like, in turns, like, that made me think of, oh, like, the whole harvesting thing, which they do in the War of the Worlds movie.
Yeah,
Um, but, like, the whole turning humans to batteries, which is very inefficient because we don't produce that much bioelectricity, but whatever.
correct.
And so, like, this whole Matrix thing, I'm not really one to think of, like, "Oh, it's all simulation," because this would be a pretty bullshit simulation.
It's
Like,
broken. Very
yeah.
broken.
We need some updates, need some patches, there's some bugs, we need
I
some
would like
hot
to talk to the
fixes.
programmers, please.
Yeah,
This is a
right?
problem.
And so but the whole, like, to me, like, déjà vu, like, when you can predict what someone's going to say, like, or you're like, "I've had this conversation before,"
Uh-huh.
or, like, like, something you'll be in, like, a restaurant, and, like, someone will drop a cup, and it'll trigger it for you, but then, like, you're like, "Okay, but now someone's gonna walk by wearing a yellow raincoat," and then it happens, and you're like,
Yep.
"What the fuck?" It's
I get it all the fucking time. And mine
Mhm,
a lot of times happen for me. Like there's deja vu, which I have less, and then there's the dreams that
mhm,
like are triggered. Like something will happen and it will trigger a memory of a dream. Like I dream it. I've dreamt this scenario before, but they're never dreams I remember. Like I'll dream and then I'll wake up and instant I won't remember my dreams. And then it could be years later and the thing will happen and I'll be like, "Oh my god, I dreamt this already." Like I've seen all of this already. And it's the most fucking crazy experience ever because you feel so fucking out of body, like so out of body. And like it would happen to me a lot at work. Like a lot at work. And so I feel like that was one of my things where it was like, "Oh, well, I'm supposed to be here because I keep having all these moments that I've already dreamt of." But like I don't know, but that's a whole another rabbit hole. But like I haven't really had one since.
well,
Well, I take that back. Yes, I have had one since I've left, but
it's kinda like I kinda will not really predict, but it's kinda like I'll think like a fleeting thought of, "Oh, I bet my mom will call me here soon," and then she
yes!
does,
Oh my god,
and
yes!
then she does, and so it's not like I don't know if it's like ESP, obviously, but, like, I'm not saying like, "Oh, yeah, I'm definitely psychic," but it's so weird, like, I will or I will like, the whole, like, Mad Lib thing earlier, the fact that it was Mad Lib about, like, the Real Housewives, and I literally watched a video about the Real Housewives yesterday,
Yeah.
and so it's just in the whole and granted, it's kinda, like, not really confirmation bias, but, like, when you read something, you're like, "Wait, I literally just read something about this, like, this thing that you've never heard of before."
Mhm.
Like, earlier that day, the day before, whatever, and it's like, of course, well, that, obviously, it's, like, in your brain because you read about it, so if you saw it without reading about it, you wouldn't have thought about it,
Yeah.
so that sort of thing, but, um, so that it's really weird, like, it's like I can kind of and that might be, like, related to, like, ADHD, like, the whole predicting people's behaviors and
Yeah.
pattern recognition and all that. But like I said, like when I was at my mom's house watching her dog and I was with my cousin and then I was sitting on the couch next to him and I just had a thought. I'm like, I bet my mom's been trying to call me. And then she immediately calls my cousin because my
Yeah.
phone I wasn't answering my phone.
Yeah. Like,
Even though I had no reason to believe that she was trying to call me.
I
Like
do that all
no
the
like
time. I'll think of somebody and then a few minutes later they'll text or they'll call or like yesterday actually this happened when we were getting ready to record. Um you were like saying, "Oh, I just need a few more minutes." And then I got to find the message cuz it was crazy. I was like, "Oh, hold
Yeah,
on."
like, I understand because, like, like, we'll have a conversation, and then, like, a few like, you'll say something, and then, like, a few hours will go by before I answer, and, like, as soon as I, like, go to the message to, like, reply to it, and you hadn't said anything in, like, for a few hours, I can see you start typing, like,
Yes.
so I'm like,
Yes.
"What the fuck?"
Yes, yes, yes. That happens to me all the time with you. And then there was yesterday you had messaged and you were like, "Oh, okay, give me just a second and I'm doing this and then I'll be right there." I was literally typing out to you okay, I'm ready whenever you are. And right before I hit send, you came through with, okay, be there in just a second. I got to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, bitch, I didn't even hit send on that message yet. How did you know I was finna tell you I was ready? But like the way the message came through was like you were responding to me already. Like you already knew what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Like so it was
Telepathy.
like I don't know.
It's like we were just having a telepathic conversation.
Yeah. So I don't know. I get like I do stuff like that all the time. Like I think some of it is that pattern recognition ADHD thing where like I'm already so far fucking ahead of you that I can already tell what's gonna happen here. And
It's
some
like
of
the
it I
whole
think is different.
so like the whole like turning into like a conspiracy thing. It's like I do think that like, people are more tapped into the other, you know, like
Yeah.
some sort of energy of the universe. Like I said, I don't really believe in psychics, like the whole like what the Cleo lady from like the 80s and 90s,
Right.
call Miss Cleo, whatever her name was.
Yeah.
The whole I remember you bought her book. What was her name? Something Sylvia Brown. Is that her name? On Montel?
Oh, yeah. That was years ago.
I know,
Like,
but like, and obviously, like, she was shown to be a fraud, and
yes.
I hate the psychics that prey upon families. Like, oh,
Oh,
your loved
yes.
one died. Well, here's how they died, and here's all this information. Obviously, the family is trying anything to get any information, some kind of closure. And this one video I saw, it was like a news channel. So this reporter showed the psychic, a picture of a little girl. She's like, this little girl died. Like, you know, can you tell me like where she is now? Or I don't know if she told her that she died. She's like, can you tell me this
Right.
little girl died and like or where this little girl is right now? And then she's like, oh, I'm picturing her like she's cold and alone and like you know basically that she's dead and here's
Mm-hmm.
like basically what happened. She's like, well, what if I were to tell you that this little girl's me? And the
Oh.
lady like, and this was like in the middle of like a diner, so the lady just got up and fucked off, like, and like basically like I'm not taking that. I'm like, yeah, you bullshit lady, like don't do that. Like,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, she's like, what if I told you this little girl was me? She's like, what? She's like, yeah, I'm the little girl in this picture, the one that you said's dead. Well, I'm not dead.
I'm right here.
I'm right here. Like I think she like basically said that. She's like, well, as you can see, I'm right in front of you. So how can I be dead? So it's like, damn. Like that's the kind of reporting I like. Like,
yes.
but it was basically gotcha reporting, but like very deserving gotcha reporting.
Yes.
But
I agree.
because like she would like work with the police to get try to get find like missing people and whatever, and it's just
God
bullshit nonsense. Hey, you lasted a long time.
I did last a long time.
I almost wonder, like, I kind of want to still talk about this, but like we can make it a part 2.
No, yeah, we are definitely gonna have to make it a part 2.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, well, okay, here's let me just real time war game this with you. We have 2 options. We can make this a part 2 and go ahead and air it on I believe it would be the 2nd. Yes, air it on the 2nd of April and then do our May 4th party.
2nd of May.
Yeah. 2nd of May. And then do our big May 4th thing and also put that up right when we're done. And so just have 2 episodes that week. Or we can make it part 2 on the 8th. No, the 9th, I'm sorry. The next week after our big 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do?
Like, so wait, so you said like part 1 year celebration, then part 2?
So it would be we could do two different things. So this episode we're doing right now will air on the 25th.
Okay.
Okay. So the next Thursday is May 2nd.
Yeah.
My original thought was we won't have an episode air that week because we're going to do our big thing on May 4th, right?
Mhm.
I think we decided it's going to be a live, right? We're going to do a live thing and do it on May 4th.
Yeah.
So that episode was just going to be that week's episode, right? So it wasn't going to have anything come out on the 2nd. So do we want to start year 2 with a part 2 episode to this on April 9th, or do we want to go ahead and drop this on part 2 of this on the 2nd and then do our live? What do you want to do?
I think having the live in between would be fine.
Okay. So we can do the 25th for this episode, then we're going to have our May 4th live, and then on the 9th we'll do part 2.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I like that. We figured it out in real time, folks. So yeah, let's cut it off there, and we'll come back with part 2.
Because we even there's even conspiracy theories we discussed before we hit record. So
yeah,
we can we can get into that at another time.
Yes, we'll need a nice come down episode after our big party anyway. So I like that. We'll do that.
This is more of chit chatting, and obviously, like, we're not very, like, at least personally, I'm not very well versed. Like, I like watching videos. Like, I was going through my YouTube in the past week, and like I've watched a lot of, like, not necessarily conspiracy videos, but like kind of like YouTube doc type of videos.
Yeah.
And so, but I don't really, like, I have a pretty good memory, but it's not like I've retained every single detail of like all these conspiracy theories.
Right.
So it's like I like listening about them. I like, reading about them, all that. But it's like I can't give you, well, here's what this person says, and here's what this person says, and here's what this document, they released it. So I'm not really reliable. That's why I'm like, I think the Greeks did this, and maybe aliens, and that's me.
I feel you. Okay. Well, I think it's time to hit the Jeremy. If you're leaving us, you know where to find us. All podcasty things are in the show notes. Also, by this time that this airs, we'll have already made the event for the live for May 4th, which would be for you listening right now, will be next Saturday. So we will not have an episode on April 2nd, which is our normal Thursday drop.
May 2nd.
May 2nd. Sorry, I keep saying April. May 2nd. We will not have our normal Thursday drop on May 2nd next week. You have to wait and tune in on Saturday, May 4th, live. We will make a time for that TBD. You'll already know because it'll be on our Facebook page by now, but like right now we don't know what time. As we're recording, we don't know what time. So tune in. It'll be on the Facebook page. Make sure you go find that. If you want to stick around, hang out for Jeremy, we're about to hit the Jeremy. Otherwise, go find everything in the show notes. We love you guys, and we will see you next week for our big 1-year party, 1-year podiversary party. It's going to be so much fun. Okay, we love you. Goodbye. Here go to Jeremy. And we're back.
Yay.
We made it to the other side of the conspiracy sode.
Woo!
All right, Julie, let's do the thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very long Jeremy, and I have to pee. So let's read it before my bladder bursts. Are y'all ready to go?
Yeah, ready for this?
We're gonna get into it, okay? It's a big, long chunker of an episode. But we forgot your animals last week. So let's not forget your animals today. Let's real quick talk about your animals. You are an anonymous crow in our Jeremy document. And you are an anonymous cheetah in the ideas document. What do you choose?
I'll do the cheetah. I used to be not a cheetah girl because I'm not Raven Simone, but I used to have a bunch of cheetah shit like around my bedroom. I was a cheetah and dolphin girl. I think every girl in the 90s was dolphin girl, but I was cheetah and dolphin girl.
Last week, one of your options was a dolphin because I remember looking at it. So we'll just pretend you chose a dolphin last week.
Oh, see, look, it's coming back. The whole like ESP, like, oh my god, we wouldn't have thought of that.
Yep. There you go. We're just we're psychically linked, much like Jeremy. So let's get her going. Here we go. Previously on the Chronicles of Jeremy, Velvet, having grown tired of Jeremy's attempts to stop her from participating in the Rite of Valor, stormed off to her room to clear her mind. Meanwhile, Finnegan found himself under fire yet again for his shenanigans and poor timing. Will this finally be the episode where we learn what the right of valor actually is? Will Finnegan ever be cast in a good light? Will Velvet's anger at Jeremy subside? Find out in this week's episode of The Chronicles of Jeremy. Okay, here we go. Did you guys like my voice? I did so good on that. I didn't even stumble. Yay. Okay, let's hope I didn't just jinx myself. Here we go. While Velvet was blowing off steam in her room, the rest of the fellowship met outside the palace to discuss their next move. Binky was the first to speak. Okay, so this is happening whether we like it or not. I want to help Velvet in any way I can, and I know the rest of you do too. Where do we go from here? He asked the group. Sympathy replied, our best bet is to canvass the market right outside the palace gate. We need to ask the locals anything they might know about the right of valor and where exactly what exactly the trials are. Afterwards, I say we meet back here at sunset and brief Velvet on our findings. That sounds like a lot of work to me, Finnegan said. Why don't we just go ask the guards preparing the arena? Since they're the ones setting everything up, wouldn't they know exactly what each trial is? Finnegan, you're a genius, Jeremy exclaimed. You better burn that in your brain, Finn, because that's the last time you'll ever hear that, Sympathy laughed. Can it, Haybreath, Finnegan snapped back. All right, you two, that's enough, Binky said. Let's go, we're running out of daylight. The fellowship headed to the arena to the south of the castle. Still within the palace walls, they passed through the royal gardens. Every flower imaginable was planted in full bloom. Row after row of the most perfect roses, alternating colors between red, pink, and white, were the main focal point. Beyond those, a magnificent wall of hydrangeas stretched across the entire length of the garden, framing it in vibrant blue and white flowers. It was the loveliest and most well-kept garden that any of them had ever seen. Unfortunately, they didn't have time to look around, so they made their way towards the back gate. Exiting the gardens, the arena came into view. As they approached the main entrance, a guard came down from his watchtower to greet them. Hold it right there. This area is off limits, he shouted. Let me do the talking, Finnegan said. Absolutely not. I'm not joining Velvet in her predicament because of something stupid you said. I got this. Watch and learn, Binky said. Just the man I was hoping to see, Binky said loudly. I'm the building inspector, and I was sent by Queen Violet to find the man in charge here. She has received word that the arena seating may be unsafe and ordered me to inspect it at once. I'm not the one in charge, the guard replied. I'm only part-time. Everyone's gone for the evening, so you have to come back tomorrow. Gone? What do you mean, gone? The right of valor is tomorrow, and you mean to tell me that the royal guard left their post? What if we were criminals set on sabotaging this arena? What if assassins come in the night and booby-trap the place? What if your queen sits down in the royal box and gets a splinter in her fanny because no one was here to let us inspect the place? I shall be reporting this to her at once. This is an outrage. This is The guard interrupted Binky. Wait. Hold on now. No need to go to the queen. Please, I'll lose my job. I've got kids, man. I'll let you in, okay? Just check back with me before you leave. Good man! We'll be in and out in no time. I'm the best inspector in the kingdom, after all, and I can't keep the queen waiting, Binky said. The fellowship entered the arena. It was much bigger than how it appeared from the outside, circular in shape and divided into 3 areas equally. The first area was wooded so densely that you could only see the tree line before it turned into complete darkness. The second area was a labyrinth with walls so high that not even the spectators in the cheap seats could see inside of it. The third area was strangely barren, consisting of nothing but a dirt floor. Damn, this is crazy, Finnegan said. I don't know what I was expecting to find, but it definitely wasn't this, Jeremy said in shock. The maze is obviously part of the intellect trial, and the dark and creepy forest has to be will. But there's nothing for strength. That has to be strategic, Sympathy said to Binky. We have to get to Velvet now, Binky replied. The fellowship rushed out of the arena, nearly knocking the guard over on the way out. Hey, is everything okay? The guard shouted. Yep, thanks. I made it so far, man. Checks all out. Okay, all right. God damn it. We're gonna rewind that shit. Here we go. Hey, is everything okay? The guard shouted. Yep, it all checks out. Gotta get this report to the queen. Thanks again, my boy, Binky replied. Man, that guy was fast. Can't wait to tell the boss that I'm the one that let the queen's inspector in. Maybe I'll finally get that promotion. No more scrubbing latrines for me, the guard said to himself as he turned to lock the gate. The fellowship quickly made it back to the palace and raced down to Velvet's quarters. When they arrived, they discovered her door ajar, light spilling out into the hallway. Binky knocked on the door, opening it further. Velvet, we're sorry to bother you, but Binky paused. Finnegan? How did you get here so fast? You were just with us at the arena, Binky said in shock. Come on in, guys. Finnegan was just telling me about what you found in the arena, Velvet said in a warm voice. Ha! Beat you to it! While you chumps were being all dramatic about the creepy forest and freakishly tall maze, I ran all around that forest and even made it through the maze a few times. When I left, I took a shortcut I found within the garden, hidden within the garden wall, that led right to the palace kitchen. From there, it was a straight shot through the throne room and boom, here I am, Finnegan chuffed. Okay, enough gloating. We have to come up with a plan for tomorrow. Let's get to work, Sympathy said. With that, the fellowship started brainstorming every possible solution they could. They went back and forth all night. As the sun started making its way towards the horizon, the companions fell asleep where they sat, completely exhausted. In a few short hours, Velvet will face the biggest challenge of her life. For now, the Fellowship of Jeremy sleeps, and when they awake, their lives will never be the same again. To be continued.
Dun dun dun.
I need to get a noise that says that.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun, dun.
With the gopher, the
Yeah.
Like, you ever see that meme?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, or I could just do this. Because I look like one. I have buck teeth. Thanks, Dad. One of the many things I inherited from you. Anyway, now that I'm pissed off about my teeth, let's call it a day. I gotta pee. About to pee my pants. So we love you. I hope you will join us Saturday, May 4th, Star Wars Day. Live.
So if you made it this
And in
far,
color.
just comment, May the 4th be with you.
Yeah, do that. May the 4th be with you, because you will be with us on the 4th.
And we will be with
we
you
really hope you're there.
always.
We're very excited about it. There will be cake.
Mhm.
There will be cake. I already found a place that will print a picture on a cake. So we're gonna have our logo printed on a fucking cake, and we're gonna eat it on camera because that's what we do. And I'm excited. Are you excited?
Yes, I
You're gonna
sure
sing
love
happy birthday
eating
to
in
the
front of
podcast.
a bunch of people.
You're gonna do it, and you're gonna like it. God damn it.
Okay, fine.
You're like, fuck. Just I have anxiety medication if you need it, okay?
Okay.
All right. We will make sure it happens.
Just pop a
Don't
few
worry.
Xannies and then eat my fucking cake.
I actually do. That's actually what I have. I was prescribed them for my MRI on April 23rd, but I will not use all 3 of them because it will take a half of one to put me to sleep for 12 hours. So, if needed, I have a half of a Xanax for you. Just know we're not dealing drugs here, okay? Don't come for us. This is all entertainment purposes, blah, blah, blah. Whatever else I have to say to not go to jail.
We're not
okay?
doctors. Don't come,
Yeah.
don't sue us.
I'm not actually going to give her my medication, whatever I need to say. Okay? All right. We love you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
We'll see you on May 4th, live and in color, in living color. All right. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Let's get the fuck out of here, Minder. I got to pee.
Go.